We ready now?
We're good.
All right. They lost to a very good team today. Unfortunately for us, you know, we didn't play as well as we would like in that first half. Played much better in the second half, but again, just didn't do some of the stuff that you need to do to win a game against a very, very good team. So disappointed that we weren't able to do it for 40 minutes, but hopefully we'll be able to move on and learn from that and see the good things that we did in the second half, and hopefully do a better job on Wednesday night of playing that way for 40 minutes.
Coach, Chris Wright had 3 traveling calls in the first half, and I think he started 0 for 9. Was there something that your defense was doing to kind of keep him off balance?
No, you know, I mean, they're a good defensive team, and I think at times I thought in the first half, we had 13 turnovers in the first half. We were just trying too hard, going too fast. You know, we did a much better job in the second half just keeping the ball moving and letting the ball make some plays for us instead of us always trying to make a play. We only had 3 turnovers in the second half, scored 37 points in the second half, got to the free throw line, offensive rebounded better, all just because of the movement on offense. And at times, it's been a Achilles heel for us on times on offense. We try to make a play too fast and right away, and that leads to either low percentage shot, turnover, and it doesn't really give you any offensive rebounding opportunities. So they're a good defensive team, and you have to break down a good defensive team with ball movement and passing, and we did a much better job in the second half than the first half. And Chris did obviously a much better job in the second half as well. You know, he's the recipient of a lot of that movement, both getting open shots, which he was able to knock down, and also getting on the offensive glass.
How tough is it to go against a guy like Holloway that you know can just beat you off the dribble, beat you in so many different ways?
Well, I mean, obviously he's a great player and makes big shots. You know, he hits that threes 1 for 6 at that particular time from the 3. I thought from the 6-minute mark to the 2-minute mark, we really did a good job of executing our game plan of trying to get the ball out of his hands. In the last 2 minutes, we didn't do as good a job. We fouled him twice, and then we gave him the 3. And what you have to do at the end of the game, you have to, you know, take your chances and have him get rid of the ball and make something else, make a shot. You know, he's 8 for 17, so that means they're what's 23 minus 8? 15. All right. So they made 15 baskets outside of him, 15 for 33, something like that. You know, and obviously he scores 26 points, so they're 66. You know, you got to. You know, our goal at the end was not to let him, you know, control that ball. We did, like I said, I think when we were able to come back and take, you know, tie the game up, we did a great job of that. We didn't execute that as well the last 2 minutes. To his credit too, you know, he's did a good job of drawing those 2 fouls, and then obviously he's still got to make that shot.
Coach Chris Johnson really came out and played well from the start. Just talk about his overall performance and kind of how he kept you guys in the whole game.
But, you know, especially early, you know, he came out and played extremely well, and then, you know, kind of kept us in it in the first half with some of his shooting. And at the same time, I think there was stretches where he maybe got out of what we do as well, you know, and so as a junior now and as a guy that we're, you know, obviously as the season continues, really going to count on, he's going to need to see that area as well. Because as quality a game as he's had, I guarantee he's saying about the 4 or 5 times where he maybe got out of what we do defensively, or maybe didn't take the shot that we needed at that particular time, and hopefully he'll grow from that. But, you know, his effort can never be questioned. But for him to continue to grow as a player, some of the times where we divert, he needs to kind of start canceling those out during the games. That's important for him and obviously important for us.
What was your message at halftime, coaches, as far as slow down offensively, that kind of thing?
Yeah, I mean, on the offensive end, we just, talked about got to get the ball, moving. I was disappointed. They had chased down 3 long rebounds in the first half, and, we need to come up with those. And I thought the first 4 minutes of the second half, you saw a much more determined group in terms of the effort. I had talked about going into the game. The first time we played them, we had 10 deflections, which is the least amount of deflections that we've ever had here in 7 years. And at halftime, we were on pace to break that, which isn't something that you want to break. We weren't active enough on the ball. They were throwing on-time, on-target passes, and you need to pressure the ball better. And I thought we did a much better job of that the second half. We talked about that. A lot of time we weren't going to get it back all in one bunch. We needed to keep chipping away, and that's kind of what we did. We were able to make bigger and longer runs, and they were able to respond to it. So the game kept kind of keep getting closer and closer, and then obviously able to tie the game and get the game in the last 2 minutes again. But unfortunately, again, we weren't able to get the key defensive stops that you needed to get in this type of game.
You tied it up at the crisp with Johnson with the free throws, and then late in the shot clock, Josh hedges, and he gets called for that block, I guess, there. At that point, I'm sure you're saying, don't put him on the line,
Yeah, you can't. As I said, you can't. You guys 90% free throw shooter, you can't put him on the line. There's 40 feet away from the basket. You got to get the ball out of his hands, and you guys, but, so, yeah.
The pick and roll play, they ran it a lot. Had a lot of success with it. You really tried to take it away a lot. How did you feel that went as a game?
Well, I thought there was, when we, again, if you execute the coverage well, then we did a pretty good job. Problem is they run 1,000 of them during the game. You know what I mean? Humanly impossible never to set an illegal screen during that time, but there wasn't one called. So, but anyways, I digress. When we covered it well and with a good, and everybody else shrinking in, we did a really good job. What they do, because most teams have one quality guard that can use the ball screen. They have 2 in Lyons and Holloway. And so now they can run it on both sides of the court. And so what ends up happening is anytime you have any type of breakdown, anytime your ball screen coverage is not flawless, both on the ball and off the ball, they're able to take advantage of. And they didn't shoot the ball well from the perimeter today. When they shoot the ball well from the perimeter, then it's even more difficult. We did a better job in the second half, but not good enough because they still, the majority of their baskets, they're big scored on the rolls as opposed to any type of post-ups today.
Anything else?